Om Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Ekadantaya Vidmahe Kanchi Vasaya Dhimahi Tanno Chandrasekhara Prachodayat Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Pranomi Dakshinamurti Vyasa Shankara Rupinam ज्योतिर्मयं गुरुं श्रीमच्चन्द्रशेखर सरस्वतीं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां सदाशिव दत्तात्रेय समारंभां नृसिंहादिकमध्यमां सच्चिदानन्दपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ दत्तात्रेय समारंभां नृसिंहादिकमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Okay, so today we are starting the class after a couple of weeks of break due to certain like events everywhere happening. And me not being available also 1 week, and last week because of the Kumbhabhishekam in New Jersey. So many people had gone. Okay, so we had covered until 15 shlokas. So the 15th shloka, let me share my screen. So we had covered until the 15th shlokas. Okay. So the 15th shloka was about all the 12 eyes of Subrahmanya. Okay. And we saw that Vishaleshu Karnanta Dirgheshvajasram Dayasyandishu Dvadashas Vikshaneshu Maishat Katakshaha Sakritpadi Taschet Bhavete Dayashila Ka Namahanihi. Like that it went. There they are asking, actually Pujya Sri Bhagavatpada is asking Subrahmanya, you have 12 eyes. Okay. The 12 eyes are, basically extending from till the ears, right? So all the 12 eyes are going like that. So with that 12 eyes, okay, can you not look at me little bit with those eyes? Okay. Can you not give me some kind of your kataksha? What harm will happen? Kanamahanihi. Okay. What will happen to you? You're not going to lose anything. Like that he is asking. Okay. So we also saw that there are 12 different things. Okay. Basically in Mahabharata Vakya, it is there. It is primarily a Brahmana. A Brahmana means one who is absorbed in Brahman or who is a Brahmanishta. He is having the 12 qualities. Jnanam cha satyam cha shamas shrutam cha amatsaryam hrihi titiksha anasuya yajñascha danam cha damaha dhritischa yete vrata dvadashaha brahmanasya. So a Brahmana goes all these 12 vratas. Okay. So we saw what all those 12 things were. Okay. They are also known as the Kalyana Gunas. Okay. Like the important qualities for a Brahmin. Right. So it is said that when Subrahmanya looks at with all the eyes, we are going to get them. Like the 12 eyes are compared to that. With those eyes, when Subrahmanya looks at us, we will get all those 12 qualities. Like that, it is to be interpreted. That is what we saw there. So today we will go with the 16th shloka. Okay. So, Lakshmi Narayan, you repeat pandrela? Okay. Sutangodbhavo mesi.
Sutangodbhavo mesi.
Sutangodbhavo mesi.
Sutangodbhavo भवो मेसि सुताङ्घो भवो मेसि
जीवेति षड्धा
जीवेति षड्धा षड्धा जीवेति षड्धा षड्धा
जपन्मन्त्रमीशो
जपन्मन्त्रमीशो
मुदा जिघ्रते यान्
मुदा जिघ्रते यान्
जगद्भारभृद्भ्यो
जगद्भारभृद्यो
जगन्नाथ तेभ्यः
जगन्नाथ तेभ्यः
किरीटोज्ज्वलेभ्यो
किरीटोज्वलेभ्यो
नमो मस्तकेभ्यः
नमो मस्तकेभ्यः
सुताङ्गोद्भवो मेसि जीवेदि षड्धा
सुताङ्गोद्भवो मेसि जीवेति षड्धा सुताङ्गोद्भवो
सुताङ्गोद्भवो मेसि
सुताङ्गोद्भवो मेसि जीवेति षड्धा
जपन्मन्त्रमीशो मुदा जिघ्रते यान्
जपन्मन्त्रमीशो मुदा जिघ्रते यान्
जिघ्रते यान्
जपन्मन्त्रमीशो मुदा जिघ्रते यान्
जगद्भारभृद्भ्यो जगन्नाथ तेभ्यः
जगद्भारभृद्यो जगन्नाथ तेभ्यः जगद्भारभृद्यो जगन्नाथ तेभ्यः
किरीटोज्ज्वलेभ्यो नमो किरीटोज्ज्वलेभ्यो नमो मस्तकेभ्यः
किरीटोज्वलेभ्यो नमो मस्तकेभ्यः किरीटोज्वलेभ्यो नमो मस्तकेभ्यः.
So in this shloka, actually we saw that, like every shloka, like it was going one by one from the feet. So the 9th shloka was on feet, okay, meditating on the holy feet of the Lord. Then he went to the kati, then he went to the chest, then he went to the face, okay. Like that he's going up one by one. And the 16th shloka is about the kiritas. Actually it is about the head, okay. So the head is having kiritas. The, like on top of the head, you have the crown jewel, right? That is what he is talking here, okay. So the words are like this. Okay, so don't get, don't think that they're complex. They're pretty simple. Sutangodbhavo is Suta Anga Udbhavaha. Udbhavaha is Udbhavo. When you go into your word and combine with the next one, okay? Suta Anga Udbhavaha Me Asi Jiva Iti Shraddha. Okay, Jiva Iti Shraddha. Okay, if you know Sanskrit, you can read here. Otherwise, you can read from here in English. Okay. Japan mantram isho. Japan mantram ishaha. Japan mantram isho. Muda jigrate yan. 3 words here. Okay. Jagad bhara bhridbhyo. Jagad bhara bhridbhyaha. Jagad bhara bhridbhyaha. Jagannatha. Jagatnatha is Jagannatha. Tebhyaha. Kirita ujjvalebhyaha. Kirita ujjvalebhyaha becomes kiritojjvalebhyaha. Kiritojjvalebhyo. Namaha is Namo is Namaha. Mastakebhyaha. So you really see this even in Gita, it comes like this. See, the Namaha becomes Namo. Okay. When you just chant in a shloka like this, Sudangodbhavo. Got it? There is a O there. Japan mantra Misho. Ishaha becomes Isho. Okay. Jagadbhara Bhridbhyo. Actually, it's Jagadbhara Bhridbhyaha. Kiritojjvalebhyo. Namo. Like that it goes. Okay. So the Padacheda is, these are the actual padas. Let's look at the Anvaya and try to understand. This is a very beautiful shloka here. I'll tell you there is a great tatparyam here. Okay. Like all of us have kids. Okay. Whoever is attending the class today, at least we all have we all have kids, right? So when we had kids on the 7th day or the 10th day, right? When the child is born, we do a punyaha vachanam and we do jata karma and nama karma. Like that, there are two important like functions we do out of the 40 samskaras for a child, like for a human being. This jata karma, nama karma are two of the samskaras that we do on that day. Okay. So on that day, the Pandit is going to ask you to keep the child on your lap. Okay. The Pandit asked you to keep the child on your lap, and then he will chant some mantras, which you will also repeat. And then he is also asking you to, like smell the head, the top portion of the head of the child. Like that is the actual, like ritual. Okay. That ritual is being connected here. So what he says is, Hey Jagannatha, Ishaha, He Sutta me anga udbhavaha asi jiva iti Shraddha mantram japanyan muda jigrate jagad bhara vridhyaha kirita ujvalebhyaha tebhyaha mastakebhyaha namaha. Likewise it goes. So we have always seen, like we have to go to the verb. So what is the verb here, or the kriya pada? It is called namaha. So I do namaskara. I do namaskara to what or whom? Then it goes like that. Okay. Tebhyaha mastakebhyaha namaha. Mastakebhyaha. Okay. Mastakam means head. Mastaka is head. Mastakebhyaha is plural because there are 6 heads here. Tebhyaha mastakebhyaha. To those 6 heads, I am doing namaskara. So what are those 6 heads? How are they there? Then he is adding all kinds of stuff there. Those 6 heads are kirita ujvalebhyaha. They are having shining kiritas or the diadem. Okay. An ornament, like kirita is an ornament worn on the head. We know that, right? And ujvalebhyaha means it is shining. It is luminous. Okay. Because it is studded with, all kinds of stones maybe, and all jewelry. So that kind of a kirita he is wearing, kiritas he is wearing. To those 6 heads, where those kiritas are there, I am doing namaskara. That is what it is. Okay. Kirita ujvalebhyaha tebhyaha mastakebhyaha namaha. Okay. Then what he says is Jagat Bhara Vridhyaha. Okay. Jagat Bhara Vridhya. Here he is talking about Subrahmanya. So in the first line he says, Hey Jagannatha. Hey Jagannatha means Hey protector of the world. Jagannatha we know, right? Jagathukallam Nathan. Nathan means he is like the Prabhu. He is like the king of the Jagat. Okay. Hey Jagannatha, Jagat Bhara Vridhyaha. So on the same way, if you look at it, Jagat Bhara Vridhyaha. Jagattinudaya Bharangalai support pandravar. Vridhyaha. Jagat Bhara Vridhyaha. Jagati means the world. Bharam. Bharam means the weight or the burden of the world. Basically, what is the burden of the world? He has to protect all the creatures in the world. It is like saying the Yoga Kshema. Every creature needs to be like protected in this world. The Yoga Kshema of all the creatures need to be protected. That Jagat Bhara Brit. Brit is to basically carry or bearing. He is bearing all the bhara of all the creatures of the world. That is what Jagat Bhara Vridhya, because he is Jagannatha. Okay. So that Muruga He's having 6 heads, and I'm doing namaskaram to the 6 heads, like that it goes. But the most important thing here is Ishaha, I have put in quote unquote. Ishaha is Shiva. Okay. Isha means Shiva. He Suta, me anga udbhavaha asi. Jiva. He Suta, my child. Me anga udbhava, you are born out of me. Okay. Asi, irkira, I mean, you are born out of me. Asi means like you are. Me anga udbhavaha, you came out of my body. Jiva, Jiva means long live. Chiranjeevi Bhava, like that we say, right? So that is what it is. So Subrahmanya, actually, like Shiva need not tell him Chiranjeevi Bhava, because he is also Bhagavan. But these things are meant for people like us. Okay. He Sutta me anga udbhavaha asi jiva. So because he said that in the Jata Karma and Nama Karma function, like I said that, right? There is a thing called Atma Vai Putra Namasi. Angad Angat Sambhavasi Hridaya Dhadi Jayase. Like that, there are some mantras which the priest is asking us to chant, which we will chant those mantras. One time we will chant, okay, and then we will smell the head of the child. In this case, that mantra, he is saying, iti Shraddha Mantram Japan. Shraddha, 6 times. Mantram Japan. It means Bhagavan Shiva did, like chant that mantra 6 times, and then he smelled the head of Subrahmanya 6 times. And then he said, Jiva, means Chiranjiva Bhava. Like that, he is blessing. Okay? He is blessing his son, okay, to have a long life. Shraddha Mantram Japan, Yan Muda, those heads, okay. How did he do? Yan means, like those 6 heads. Muda Jigrate. Jigrate is smelling, right? Happily. Muda means like really happy. Actually, you have seen this word multiple times earlier. Muda is Jigrate. So Shiva was happily saying this word, saying this mantra 6 times, and he was smelling the child's head during the Jata Karma and Nama Karma. We don't even know whether, all this is valid for gods. But still, Shankaracharya is saying that, like these things happen because he is connecting our life with the life of Subrahmanya and his father, which is Ishaha, Shiva. So like that it goes here. So the shloka here is pretty simple. Okay. In this shloka, I am doing namaskara to those 6 heads of Subrahmanya, which are having 6 kiritas, which are 6 crowns, right? Which are shining. Ujjvalebhyaha. They are shining. Okay, I am doing namaskara to those 6 kiritas, 6 heads. And how are those 6 heads? Those 6 heads were blessed by Bhagavan Shiva during the Jata Karma, Nama Karma function, saying that, my son, you are born out of me. Long live. Like that Shiva said 6 times. Shraddha Mantram Japan. 6 times he said that. And happily he was smelling those 6 heads of Subrahmanya. So to those 6 heads, which are also Jagat Bhara Bhridbhyaha, which is carrying the entire weight of the Jagat, the entire weight of the universe, to bring Yogakshema to all the creatures of the universe. Okay, to those 6 heads, I am doing Namaskaram. This is the meaning of this. So the Tatparyam here is basically Subrahmanya is Bhagavan, he is Ishvara, but the Ishaha here means Shiva. So because Subrahmanya is Jagat Bhara Bhridbhyaha, only Ishvara can do that. Only Ishvara can take the Bhara of all the, like all the creatures of the world, right? So he is like the Raja Adi Raja, is wearing all these kiritas, and he is basically the supreme person. Okay, that is what the Jagadbhara Bridyaha means. Okay, so he's having 6 heads here. So in another sense, those 6 heads are the 6 Mahavakyas. We know that, like there are only 4 Mahavakyas which we saw when we were chanting the 3rd shloka. If you remember, Mayuradirudham, Mahavakya Gudham, Manohari Deham, Mahachittageham, Mahideva Devam, Mahaveda Bhavam, Mahadeva Balam, Bhaje Lokapalam. Like that, we said the 3rd shloka we chanted, right? In the 3rd shloka, we saw what are basically the 4 Mahavakyas. The 4 Mahavakyas are from the 4 Vedas we saw. But here it is saying 6 Mahavakyas, right? Actually, there are multiple Mahavakyas. There are supposed to be 108 Mahavakyas, and somebody has published them, published all the 108 Mahavakyas. But these 4 are the main Mahavakyas from the 4 Vedas. Here, actually, Tediyur Subramanya Shastriyal is saying there are 6 Mahavakyas because there are Mahavakyas in Puranas, there are Mahavakyas in Itihasas. So, like that, he is saying the 6 Mahavakyas are taken, and all the 6 heads, they are independently Brahman. See, a Mahavakya is nothing but Brahman. Okay, you are Brahman. That is what it says. Tat tvam asi. You are Brahman. That thou art. So each one of those heads are Brahman. And Muruga is the supreme person, and he is also Brahman. That is what this particular shloka really means. Okay. Let's go to the 17th shloka. So let me just chant this. Spuradradnake yura.
Puradratnakeyura. Puradratnakeyura.
Harabhiramaha.
Arabhiramaha. Arabhiramaha.
Chalatkundala Shri.
Skalatkundala Sri. Skalatkundala Sri.
Lasadganda Bhagaha.
Lasatganda Bhagaha. Lasatganda Bhagaha.
Kataupita Vasaha.
Kadopitavasaha. Kadopitavasaha.
Karecharu Shaktihi.
Karecharu Shaktihi. Karecharu Shaktihi.
Purastan Mamastam.
Purastan Mamastam. Purastan Mamastam.
Purares Tanujaha.
Purares Tanujaha. Purares Tanujaha.
Okay. Spuradratna Keyura Harabhiramas. Chalatkundala Shri Lasadganda Bhagaha. Actually, we need to combine both the thing. Try it, okay?
Yes, Puradratna Keyura.
Spuradratna Keyura Harabhiramas Chalatkundala Shri Lasadganda Bhagaha.
ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருக்கு.
Okay.
Puradratna Keyura. எனக்கு practice பண்ண வைக்கல.
Yeah. Try it once. Let's see. Okay.
Puradratna Keyura. Puradratna Keyura. Sorry. Puradratna Keyura.
Spuradratna Keyura Harabhirama.
Puradratna Keyura Harabhirama.
Chalatkundala Shri Lasadganda Bhagaha.
Lasatganda Bhagaha. அதே நான் வந்து ஒரு இங்கிலீஷ் வச்சு படிக்கிறேன். இது கொஞ்சம் பெட்டரா இருக்கும் போது உங்களோட நான் வச்சு ஸ்கிரிப்ட் டிஃபரெண்ட் கொஞ்சம் இது
So you know Tamil, right?
தமிழ் கொஞ்சம் ஈஸியா இருக்கும்.
Yeah, இங்க நான் ஸ்கிரீன்ல வச்சிருக்கேன் பாருங்க, அது படிங்க.
கீழே பார்த்து படிக்கிறேன், அதான் பெட்டரா இருக்கும். ஓகே, மூணாவது பார்த்து சொல்லுவோம்.
கடௌபீதவாசா கரேச்சாரு சக்திஹி.
கடௌபீதவாசः கரேச்சாரு சக்திஹி. கடௌபீதவாசः கரேச்சாரு சக்திஹி.
புரஸ்தான் மமாஸ்தாம் புராரேஸ்தனூஜஹ.
புரஸ்தான் மமாஸ்தாம் புராரேஸ்தனூஜஹ. புரஸ்தான் மமாஸ்தாம் पुरारेस्तनूजः.
Okay. So here, what we are talking about is, he talked about, basically, he talked about the Kritas, right? So we went from the feet until the whole, top, top of the head. But here he's talking about abharanas. Abharanas are, the jewelry, right? Actually speaking, this is very simple, simple words only. But what happened is, because they are combined, it looks very tough for you. Okay. Spurad, Ratna, Keyura, Hara, Abhiramaha. So Abhiraman is also in the call. Here it says Abhiramaha. Okay. Chalat, Kundala, Shri, Lasad, Ganda, Bhagaha. So if you really see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 words are joining and making one line. Okay. Spuradratna Keyura Harabhiramas Chalat Kundala Shri Lasadganda Bhagaha. There are 11 words there. Okay. Katau Pitavasaha Kare Charushaktihi Purastat Mama Astam Purarehe Tanujaha. Right. Okay. Purastat Mama Astam Purarehe Tanujaha. So, if you really look at the Padacheda, actually, one of the ways is to go through the individual words and then combine it. If you think it is hard, this is the way to make it, and then it will become easy. Spuradratna Keyura Harabhirama Chalat Kundala Shri Lasadganda Bhagaha. Just to give a small gap there, then it becomes easy. Okay. That's why I'm giving this Padacheda. Okay. Then we'll go to the Anvaya. Anvaya means the prose order. So here, let us see what he is saying. Spurat Ratna Keyura Hara Abhiramaha. Chalat Kundala Shri Lasad Ganda Bhagaha. Kataupita Vasaha Kare Charu Shaktihi. Purarehe Tanujaha Mama Purastad Astam. So we have basically, what exactly is the Kriya Pada. Kriya Padam, the verb. So go and get the Kriya Pada. The Kriya Pada is Astam. Astam means like let it be. Okay, let him be. Let him be. Let's say, okay. Let him show before me. Okay, Purastad Astam. Purastad means in front of me, before my eyes. Okay, before me, let him come and stand. That is what it means. Mama Purastad. Yen kannukku munnal vilangattum. That's what in Tamil means. Mama Purastad Astam. Let him come and stand before me. Okay, not stand actually. Let him come before me. Let him appear before me. Something like that. Okay. Who is going to appear before you? Purarehe Tanujaha. Purari, Pura Ari. Pura means we know of the we know of the story of Tripura Asura, right? There were 3 Asuras who had forts made of metal, something like a copper, iron, and I think lead or something like that. There were 3 different metals, and they had the boon to those cities. Actually, they had built 3 cities out of metals. And those 3 cities can fly wherever they want. Such beautiful technology they had. And they used to fly. But since they were basically Asuras, they had a bad habit of going and parking their city on top of a village or town or something where people are already living. And then they'll go and crush everybody under the city. And they will be happy about it. Oh my God, today I crushed, like 1,000 people. Something like that, right? So those 3 Asuras, they could not be destroyed. And then finally, and actually they were worshippers of Shiva also. So then what happened, actually we talked about this story in the very first shloka about the place called Achirupakam in Tamil Nadu. Okay. So Shiva goes to battle with them. And in order to destroy them, he needs a chariot, and he needs all the equipment and ammunition, right? So it is said that, all the devas and the Vishnu and everybody, converted themselves into something or other. So the chariot was there, and this thing was there, the bow and arrow was Vishnu, like that, everything was there. So even with all that, Shiva is standing on top of the chariot and fighting them. He's sending all these, arrows and all kinds of astras, and nothing is working. They are, those cities cannot be destroyed, and they still, if they wanted, they used to fly here and there. So finally, what happens? All the devas, they were just thinking, oh, nobody can defeat them. Even Shiva cannot defeat them like that. They had the thing, originally they all said, okay, Shiva, you go for, you go for the fight. We will come and help you. And when they became all the equipment to fight and all that, they had some ego. Because of us only, even Shiva can fight this war, like that. So when all their equipment and all their ammunition, everything was being used, nothing was happening to those asuras. Okay. All the three puras means those three cities, nothing was happening. Finally, what Shiva does is, he jumped out of the chariot. He put his bow and arrow down. And all he did was, he opened his third eye and looked at those three asura, those cities. And all of them were burnt. All of them became ashes in a second. So he had that kind of a power, but he did not use them. Bhagavan thinks, all the time, you have to do your job, right? So he goes through the proper process. And then he proves to the devas that you guys had some kind of an ego. You think because of you, everything is happening. I can do everything myself. Okay. That is what he proved. But anyway, at that time, because they were also devotees of Shiva, Shiva had a little bit of, tear in his eyes. He teared up a little bit. He was a little bit sad. And that tear fell down on the ground. It became Rudraksha. That is what they say, Rudra Aksha. From the eye of the, Shiva, the tear which fell down became the Rudraksha tree, and then today we all wear Rudraksha. So anyway, that is the story of Tripurasura, right? So Tripurari, Ari means enemy. So Shiva is the enemy of those asuras. So Purarehe means Shiva. Purarehe Tanujaha, his son. Tanujaha is Subrahmanya. So Purarehe Tanujaha Mama Purastad Astam. Let that son of Shiva appear before me. That is what he says. And then, how is he looking? Let's look at each one of those words. Katau Pitavasaha. Kati. Kati is the hip portion. We have seen on that shloka number 10, there was a definition of the Kati of Shiva, of Subrahmanya. There also it said he was wearing the Pitambaram. Pita means yellow. Ambaram is the cloth. Vasaha, here Pita Vasaha is the same thing. Vastram. Pita Vastram is Pita Vasaha. There he was saying it was shining, right? In the 10th shloka. So the same way he is wearing the Katau Pita Vasaha, wearing that yellow color. He is wearing the yellow color Vastra in his hip. Kare Charu Shaktihi. Kare is hand. Any hand, one hand, right? In his hand, Charu is a beautiful Shakti. Shakti means what? The Shakti Ayuda, what we call as veil. The veil which was given to him by his mother. Okay. Before destroying the asuras like Surabhadma and all that, the veil was given to him. That is the Shakti. Kare Charu Shaktihi. In his hand, he is having that beautiful Shakti veil. Okay. That is the form of Subrahmanya, right? Then if you go further up, he says, Spurat Ratna Keyura Hara Abhiramaha. Spurat Ratna, glittering, shining, Ratna, jeweled, Keyura. Keyura is something like, like it is like a bracelet worn on the upper portion of the arm, near the shoulder. See, actually, I don't know, like we have seen it, right? We call it, like sometimes people wear on the upper portion of the chest. We have seen in movies, but like we also used to have like some kind of like jewelry at our home, the traditional jewelry, right? So on the upper portion of the hand, they wear that. Women wear that, and even men can wear, like the kings wear that. It's called Keyura. It's like a small bracelet, right? Holding there. That is glittering bracelet, Ratna Keyura. Okay. He's wearing that. And Hara. Hara is basically mala. Hara is like a necklace. Okay. It could be like a garland of pearls. It could be like anything. But generally people say it denotes pearl. Okay. But it could be any hara. Right. And Abhiramaha. Abhiramaha means it is very pleasing. It is very beautiful. Okay. And Abhiramaha is something superlative of that. It is extremely pleasing. Spuradratna Keyura Hara Abhiramaha. That extremely pleasing, jewelry he is wearing on his hand, which is Keyura, and then he is wearing the hara, the necklace. Chalat Kundala Shri. Chalat means it is just moving. So Kundala, we know, Kundala is the earrings what you wear on the, like both ears, right? Shri. Shri, like Shri, basically like prosperity, we use the word Shri. But it is also having another word, like another meaning. Beautiful or lovely, we say. Lovely, okay? The lovely kundalas, which are moving, okay? They are always moving or shaking, right? Lasat Ganda. Actually, we have seen this word also in the 8th shloka. Lasat Ganda Bhaga. Lasat is also shining. Okay, Ganda Bhagaha. Gandaha is the cheek. Okay. Ganda Bhagaha means it could be like part of the face, which is like the cheek. Actually, the Ganda Bhagaha primarily denotes cheek here. So what is happening is the kundalas, they are also shining. That shining is like reflecting on the cheeks. Okay. So beautifully like a mirror. Okay. The dazzling beauty of earrings reflecting on the cheeks, like that we should take. Okay. So that is the kind of Subramanya's form. He is wearing a beautiful, he is wearing a shining, glittering Keyura on his hands, on the upper portion of the hands. He is wearing a beautiful, pleasing Abhirama, Abhirama Haraga necklace on his, like on his, what do you call, neck, okay? And it is coming on the chest, okay? And he's wearing this beautiful moving kundalas, okay, which are glittering and which are shining, and because of that, that is reflecting on the cheek portion like a mirror. On his hip, he is wearing the yellow vastra, the pitambaram, and then in his hand, he is wearing Charu Shakti. He is holding the beautiful Shakti veil, right? Who is he? He is Purarehe Tanujaha, that son of Shiva. Let him appear before me. That is what this shloka primarily says. Okay. See, these shlokas are for meditation actually. If you want to meditate on Subramanya like this, what they are saying is, because actually there is a word glittering, shining, reflection, all that is coming multiple times. But what, like the traditional scholars are talking about this is, because, okay, the face is like in the form of Jyoti, okay, with the Hara and Abhirama and the Kundala and the shining cheeks and everything, it is in the form of Jyoti. It will give us Jnana. Jnana is basically that which removes darkness. Okay. So the darkness is the Ajnana, which we have in our minds. So if you meditate this way, that Jyoti, which is Subramanya, will remove the Ajnana in our minds. It is said. Okay. And also it is said, those who meditate on the cheeks, okay, it said their mind will become Nirmala. Nirmala means like, totally pure. It will remove all impurities, it will become Nirmala. Obviously from Ajnana, we are moving to Jnana here, right? That is what it says. Then, Katau, Pitavasaha, we said. So on the hip, we are going to meditate on the yellow Vastra, the Pitambara. So there the scholars are saying, anybody who is meditating that way, here, they will get all Annavastras, means they will not have deficiency of food. They will not have deficiency of clothes. Okay. They will have that type of prosperity like Kubera. Okay, there he says. And then Subramanya is having Charu Shakti, the beautiful Shakti veil he is having in his hand. Right. When you meditate on that, all your enemies will be defeated. So here, what kind of enemies we are talking? Always everything is about internal. See, in Advaita, nothing is external. Okay, though we see the external world, everything is happening in your mind. It is internal. So if you think of an enemy outside, actually the enemy is in us. Okay. Okay, if you remove this enemy, that enemy will go. Okay, like that it goes, right? So the internal enemies, at least there are 6 enemies. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsaryam, we say, right? All those 6 enemies will go away. To this, like what I am saying, like this, it is internal and all that. Basically, any form of the Supreme Person, right? Whether you talk about Ambal or Muruga or Ganesha, these ayudas in the hand, right? Whatever ayuda they have in the hand, the meditation on them, it has some significance. I don't want to go into detail there, but each ayuda will give you something. Okay. Okay. So for Ambal, she is having, like for example, Kamakshi, she is having 5 flowers, and then she is having the sugarcane bow, right? It is like the Manmata, right? The Manmata holds that sugarcane bow and the 5 arrows, they say. Here, she is having Manmata in her hand. If you meditate that way, like actually they say, like the Pancha Tanmatras or those 5 flowers or under the control of Amba. So if you meditate on Ambal, Manmata cannot do anything to you. So, like that for each of those things, they say. So same way for Subramanya, this particular form, if you meditate, there is, like obviously it is going to give you like all the benefits, like I said earlier. But the Shakti veil, there is one thing very important about it. In fact, if you look at those stories, it doesn't even kill anything. Okay, those Asuras who appeared before him, he basically, like he took them as his Mayura. Okay. So, like the Mail of Subramanya is actually that Asura, is the Ahankara Tattva. Okay. Previously, we have seen that Mail is basically that Mayura, the peacock, is Veda Swarupa. We have seen in one of the shlokas, 3rd shloka, I think, right? So actually is having 2 peacocks, but we always see one in the picture, right? The second peacock is the Ahankara Tattva. That is what was happening to these demons. That is what he destroyed. And then instead of destroying him totally, he made him into a peacock and kept it. So the same way, the rooster, he made and put him in his flag. So these like the Shakti veil, it's not like necessarily to go and kill something, right? It is to go and kill our own internal enemies and make us better. And then finally, this form of meditation will give us jnana. That's what we have to infer from this shloka. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's finish 3 shlokas today. Okay, so the 18th one. Okay, this is a very beautiful shloka. And this shloka primarily is known as Somaskanda Murti. You would have seen in some temples, some Shiva temples, like typically these are the bronze or, like the copper vigrahas you will see on the side of the temples, right? The Chola bronze and all that, right? The Panchaloka idols. So typically the Soma Skanda Murti is like that. Soma Skanda is Sa Uma Skanda becomes Soma Skanda. Sa Uma, Sa is basically Shiva there. Uma, with Uma, and Skanda is Soma Skanda. That is what that became. Sa plus Uma plus Skanda became Soma Skanda. Sa Uma Skanda, right? Soma Skanda Murti means Shiva is sitting with Parvati and Subrahmanya. The Subrahmanya is like a small child there. That is what this shloka is primarily, like it is talking about. And it is about the Shadakshari. Like we have seen the Sharavana Bhava is the Shadakshari mantra of Subrahmanya. I'm going to explain that how. Okay. Let's please go through this shloka. Ihaya hivat seti.
Ihaya
hivat seti.
Ihaya hivat seti. Ihaya hivat seti.
Hastan prasarya.
Hastan prasarya. Hastan prasarya.
Vayatyatara chankare.
Vayatyatara shankare.
Yeah, that is actually, if you want to say this, it is Vayatyatarat shankare maturankat. Okay. Vayatyatarat shankare, you can say like that. Okay. So if you want to combine, you say Vayatyatarat shankare maturankat. Okay, like that it will go. Okay, Vayatyatarat.
Vayatyatarat
shankare maturankat.
Shankare maturankat. Shankare maturankat.
Samutpatyatatam.
Samutpatyatadam. Samutpatyatadam.
Tatam. There is no Mahaprana, nothing. Tatam.
Tadam.
Yeah.
Samutpatyatadam.
Shrayantam Kumaram.
Shrayantam Kumaram. Shrayantam Kumaram.
Harashlishtagaatram.
Harashlishtagaatram. Harashlishtagaatram.
Bhaje Balamurtim.
Bhaje Balamurtim. Bhaje Balamurtim.
So, this is what it is. Iha ayahi is iha ayahi. Okay. Vatseti, vatsa iti. Hastan prasarya ahvayati atarat shankare. There are nearly 5 words there. Hastan is hands. Okay. Prasarya. Okay. Prasarya ahvayati adarat shankare. So when you combine all that, it became prasarya hvayatyadarat shankare. Like that it becomes. Okay. Matuhu ankat becomes maturankat. Okay. Samutpatya, tatam, shrayantam, kumaram, those individual words. Harashlishti gatram is harashlishta gatram. Hara ashlishta gatram. Ashlishta gatram. Bhaje balamurtim. Bhaje balamurtim. Okay, very simple. Just that one line is the complicated it looks like. Hastan prasarya hvayatyadarat shankare. That's what looks complicated, but everything else is simple. Okay. So the Anvayaha. In this Anvayaha, what is happening is Shiva is saying, Hey Vatsa, Iha ayahi iti Hastan prasarya shankare adarat ahvayati. Okay. Just 1 second. Okay. Yeah, there is a small typo there. Okay. Hastan prasarya shankare adarat ahvayati matuhu ankat samutpatyatatam shrayantam hara ashlishta gatram balamurtim kumaram aham bhaje. See, this bhaje is like, like it goes with aham. Aham means I, non. Okay. Aham bhaje. I am meditating. Non bhajikiren. I am doing bhajana. Whom I am doing bhajana? Kumaram. Balamurtim Kumaram. Balamurtim. Bala is a child. Okay. Child, the Murti which is like a child. That child Kumara. So Kumara is a little bit like a youth, right? But here we have to directly take Kumara means like Shanmukha. Okay. Because it is saying Balamurtim Kumaram. So we have to take it as Balamurti is a child like Shanmukha. Aham Bhaje. Okay. That Subrahmanya who is like the child, I am meditating. Now, what is happening to this child? He Vatsa Iha Ayahi. Subrahmanya is sitting on the lap of his mother. The Somaskanda Murti, like I told you. Next time you go to Shiva temples, you can see this. Okay. In big temples, certainly it is there. In Trichy and all that, it is there, right? So it says, He Vatsa Iha Ayahi. Come here. Iha Ayahi. Okay. Iha means here. Ayahi. Come. Iti, like that. Endru. In Tamil, if you say, Iha Ayahi Iti. Ingva Endru. Right? That is what it is. Okay. Hastan Prasarya. With his hands, Prasarya means, like lengthened hands, extended hands. So Shiva is showing his two hands. He's extending his two hands. Actually, both are sitting. Just visualize this scenario. Okay. Parvati is sitting. Subrahmanya is sitting on the lap of his mother, Parvati. Shiva is coming and sitting on the side. And then Shiva is just showing his hands, extending his hands and showing, He Vatsa Iha Ayahi. Hey Kurandai, Inguva, come here, my child. Like that he says. Okay. So at that time, what happens is, Adarat Ahvedi. Adarat means, like with tenderness, with some kind of a love and affection. Ahvedi means to invite. So we have seen, like some of these patrikas, we say Ahvanam means, like invitation. Okay. Ahvana Patrika, they say, right? So inviting you to something. Okay. So Adarat Ahvedi, he is inviting him, he is calling him with love. Okay. So we say, like sometimes you would have seen this Hindi things. Adaraniya Mantriji, they say. Okay. Adaraniya means like respectful there and, like one who is very kind, like that kind of a thing. So with loveliness, Shiva is calling him. Okay. Adarat Ahvayati He Vatsa Iha Ayahi. He is saying that, extending his hand, Hastan Prasarya, what is happening? Matuhu Ankat, from the lap of the mother, okay, who is sitting in the lap of the mother, Samutpatya is coming with great speed. Immediately is waiting for the occasion, right? So the child is waiting for the occasion to come to the father. Okay, Samutpatya. Okay, Tatam. Tatam means like, Tata, right? But typically Tata means like father. Anybody who is like a father figure is Tata. Okay, Tatam. Okay, Tatam, that father, which is Parameshwara, Shiva himself, Shrayantam. Shrayantam is, like Shrayamo Guhantam. We have seen that word multiple times. Shraya is to take refuge. Okay. So the child is coming towards the father and taking refuge. He's kind of like reaching him, right? That is what it is. Hara Ashlishta Gatram. Then what is this Hara doing? Hara is Shiva. Gatram is the body. Ashlishta. Ashlishta means like well hugging, alinganam. Okay. In Sanskrit, we say alinganam. It is not like generally hugging, it is embracing, let's say. So as soon as the child comes, okay, what he says is Shiva is hugging him nicely. Hara Ashlishta Gatram, one who is having the body which is hugged by Shiva, that Balamurti, that Subrahmanya, Aham Bhaje, like that. Okay, Hara Ashlishta Gatram Balamurtim. So he's sitting in mother's lap. as soon as Shiva extends the hands and calls him, he comes there at great speed and he's taking refuge in father, and father is like hugging the child. That the child which is having that like situation, that child, that Muruga, I am meditating on him. So this is like a very beautiful shloka in multiple ways. You are meditating on Shiva, you are meditating on Parvati, and you are meditating on Subrahmanya. So they say, by continuously chanting this shloka, people who do not have children will be blessed with children, will be blessed with beautiful boys. Okay, that is what this is. So whoever prays to Subrahmanya with this shloka will be definitely blessed with kids. Okay, that is number one. Number two, they can also do Shashti Vratam. Like in Tamil, they say, I don't know, there is a saying, I don't remember, Shatti irundal ahappayil varum, something like that, right? What this means is, Shatti irundal ahappayil varum, or something like that. So if you do Vratam on Shashti, okay, Shatti, ahappai is, like the womb, right? It comes into the womb, they say. So it can be combined with Shashti Vrata, and then on the day of Shashti, the shloka can be chanted multiple times, right? And it will give a beautiful child like Subrahmanya will be born to those parents, okay? And this shloka, the scholars like Subrahmanya, Thediyu, Subrahmanya Shastri and all that, they say this is about the Shadakshari, the Sharavana Bhava mantra. How is it Shadakshari? He says it has to be split into 3 different parts. So the first 2 aksharas, Shara, it's called Shakti Kanta, and then the second akshara it's called Kumara Kanda, and the third 3 aksharas are called Shiva Kanda. Okay, Shiva Gandam or Shiva Kandam, right? What that means is Shara, Vana, Bhava. So, we also say Bhava Yanamaha for Shiva, right? So that Bhava belongs to Shiva, Shara belongs to Ambal, Vana belongs to Subrahmanya. So they say when you meditate on Sharavana Bhava, that Shadakshari mantra, when you chant that mantra, if you meditate on this particular form of Somaskanda Murti, Subrahmanya as a Bala, sitting in between Shiva and the mother, or sitting on the lap of either the mother or the father, like that, if you meditate on this particular mantra, okay, they will get all kinds of Shreyas, and then Shiva and Parvati along with Subrahmanya will give them darshana. That is what Shri Subrahmanya Shastri says. Okay. So anyway, I think we just went over the class by a few minutes. Let me stop sharing.